Alright, so it's time to leave Cyrus Lake. Wah. We shut the gate. And we take off. I feel like driving down this 2-track. It's kind of like riding on a nice soft couch. It's kind of pillowy. You can see Ingerman Lake to your left as you're leaving. There's actually Big Cyrus Lake, Little Cyrus Lake are all pretty much one lake connected by a little stream. Well, not a stream, like a channel that you can take kayaks through. But then Ingerman Lake is another, yeah, it's its own deal. It's not connected to anything. We have some neighbors to the north or to the south of us. They're great. Hope the wind isn't bad. Let's see. There is a little bit of a hill here. And with it being sand, you're just gonna want to be careful. You don't want to get stuck, or we haven't gotten stuck. Nobody's gotten stuck yet, but it's just something to keep in mind. With the sun in the windshield, it's hard to make a video of this road. The sun is intense. And we're coming up to, oh, not yet. Not yet. Coming up to the split that goes back to other, mainly private properties. There is a trail attached to the back through there, but the main trails is this way. I put the video camera in the windshield, but it's a little more glary. Let's see how well this does. I'm trying to be camera friendly. It's just a pretty drive on the way out, especially in the fall. The colors are, there's a lot of maple trees back here, so you get your reds and your yellows. There will be occasional deer that step out saying hello. I guess if you pretend like you're Snow White back here, I mean, the animals are pretty friendly, wouldn't you say? They treat you like you're Snow White back here, even if you're a guy. The animals just very loving back in Cyrus Lake. I don't know what it is. They're living the life is what they're living. They're living the life. So now we're pulling up to the favorite spot. It is one of my favorite spots. It's almost like welcome and why don't you have yourself a great day. It's just so pretty. That's the level of the lake. That's where the level's set. And it is what it is. It's quite something. Let me see over here. And if you look to the left, the water drains off into Luther Swamp. It's a cedar swamp. It is awesome. We are in Luther. We are in the town of Luther. Like I said, there's restaurants in Luther. There's oh, here comes a somebody. It's one of the neighbors. Luther has restaurants. Luther has a. Do they have a grocery store in Luther still?
They burned it down. I don't know if they rebuilt.
It's a little town. Luther's no big town. But they got different events that are at Luther. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Luther Days.
Luther Days. And Luther Dogman. I mean, there is legends of Dogman. I think people have seen Bigfoot in this area. I can't quote that though. You'd have to verify that one. Hence why we have a Bigfoot silhouette, just to draw them in. We're just, hey, if you got a chance to see a Bigfoot, why wouldn't we? So we're hoping that you get to see a Bigfoot, hear a Dogman howl at the moon. You get any of that, we want to see those pictures. We're going to post those up on our Facebook, especially any pictures of Bigfoot. But it does take a minute to get out of the camp area. Like I said, you're in isolation back there. It's very secluded. It's very peaceful, quiet. Even the neighbors are quiet. So it's great for the mind. It's great for your spirit. It's good to give your body a break from being in the hustle and bustle of cities and just enjoy the campgrounds at Sires Lake. Coming up to the gate. Now if you rent out, we do rent out one remote per site. Good deal. It's just so that there's a convenience for you to get through this gate. There is a key pass. The key pass does change on a pretty regular basis. And the key pass pad for this side is just before the gate here on your left. You can pump in the code or push the one. Oh.
Yep.
Says it. Yep. You'll hear the beeping. But the key pass is right here if you needed to use that. You just push the number in and then push send. If you make a mistake pushing in the number, the beeping for the gate will not go off. So, and then you're on 5.5 Mile. 5.5 Mile is taken care of by the county. North Sires Drive is not. So we cannot guarantee snow removal. That is sketchy at best. And you know, if the ground is too soft from the thaw and you're just making ruts, you just got to be mindful of the easement road, because that is owned by all the neighbors. So always be mindful of those things. That's why once your camper's there after the season, which is in the lease, if it's still there once the season's closed, then you're highly advised just to pay the cheap winter storage for if you're going to be staying for another lease, or if you want to take out your camper at a later date, you're going to keep the camper there for the winter storage up until the road's ready for weight to be pulled across it again in the spring. So we always got to be mindful of the easement back there, but it does lead you to a piece of paradise, so it's well worth it. But now we're on 5.5 Mile. This brings you right out to M-37, and I wanted to kind of bring us right to the ORV trails. Now if you're renting out the barn, you may not launch from the barn and go on the ORV trails. You'd have to trailer your ORV to this spot. We're not allowing that to be a parking spot that you can go on the trails from. But I guess if that was something that you were interested in, we could talk about it. If you know, the first couple times you trailer it and you say, hey, is there anything we can do about this? Like I said, the ORVs do damage to, that was the ORV state trails that go right through 5.5 Mile. But the property owners that own the easement back here, the ORVs do a little bit more damage to the road than normal car tires. So we try to limit the amount of ORVs that are back on the property. It's just unfortunate, though. That's, you know, it's a little minor inconvenience, but I hope you understand. We're always trying to make everybody happy up here. Well, there you go. That's exiting, and this brings you out to M37. Very close is Club 37. Club 37, I think, is a mile away down. If you go south on M37, you can go to Club 37 restaurant. That's connected to the trails also. That's right off of M37. There's an ice cream shop. If you take US 10, if you go west, so you'd make a left go south from off of 5.5 mile onto M37, then you'd make a right onto US 10 heading west, and that brings you to a nice ice cream shop on Loon Lake. What is that place called? Yeah, the Sweet Fern. The Sweet Fern. We love it there. Great ice cream. Good for if you've got sensitive stomachs to ice cream. He's got the best ice cream. It doesn't. It's all good stuff. And then, of course, Baldwin is. Keep heading south on M37, and you'll hit Baldwin. There's restaurants there. There's a hardware store. There's auto parts. There's Peacock Unlimited. Fox Motors for your ORV. Cadillacs to the right. So if you head up M37 and go to the right, you're heading towards Cadillac. That brings you to what, 55? US 55? M55.
Take that to Manistee if you want to go to Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Or you can go to Cadillac.
Or dumps off in Cadillac. Or you can take the ORV trails to Cadillac. I've never done it yet, but we got to do it. It's a day trip, I would say. I think you'd want to leave in the morning and eat lunch or dinner there and head back. It'd be a beautiful view. It'd be a beautiful ride. I can only imagine what that looks like. And here we are. We're at M37. We did the whole way. We're can-do type people. And you're back into the real world. So that way, north brings you to Cadillac, and south brings you to Baldwin.